numbers. Hold on. Okay. I got two numbers. What do I want to do? I want to add them up, right? So I want to add one. And notice I'm not using any, you can use operators, you can use plus, you can use whatever you're comfortable with, it doesn't matter. Some students just start like going right into the language and use it. That's okay, you want to be careful, you want to keep it generic, because again, the idea is this is going to apply to any language. Add num1, num2. Where am I going to put num1, num2? I think you said it, Mark. Put result in sum, or something like that, right? Something like that. You don't even have to talk about variables. And then display sum. That's it. There's your pseudocode. Adding two numbers. I know it seems like a lot of steps, but that's the idea. You put stuff just in English, break it down. So what I do when I code, I will do that. I will take pieces of the program and I'll just write it in English. Don't worry about writing code. As programmers, that's the first thing you want to do. You want to just jump in and start writing code. Screw it. Don't do that. Just stick it with English. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? You want to do three numbers? Fine. Get me number one, get me number two, number three. Now what am I going to do with them? Okay, I want to add them all. And I'm going to put them in something to save that result or that sum. And then I'm going to print them out. Maybe you want to do something with them later. I want to capture a user ID from a person. I want to validate someone logging into a system. What do? Have them enter their user ID, have them enter their password. Then you might have some program that validates that information, right? So validate is a big word, right? I use that a lot of times about validating credentials. What could that mean? That could mean it could be a black box, or they are going in the database to check to see if, hey, is Kevin in my database and is the password he entered correct, things like that. So you just do step by step. Keep it. Remember KISS? Keep it simple, stupid. Right? Never heard that? Keep it simple. I say keep it simple, stupid. But keep it simple. It's very basic. You want to keep it very basic. Okay, we're not just using stupid in school. My daughter yells at me all the time. You have to say that. That's bad. I have a daughter. What's that? 19. I never kid. All right. So this is the nuts and bolts of it. Learn it, know it, love it. Some instructors, what they do when you do coding, they make you write pseudocode at the beginning of every program. Every single one. I am not that instructor. I don't do that. But you have to understand how it works. Are you going to write pseudocode on the job any place you go if you do something? No, not necessarily. The idea is you understand what's going on. Translate. I'm not going to think and create a program from it. Can you create a program out of this? I hope so. I hope so. Probably, right? You might need more details, and then you go to the person and say, listen, I got this in your pseudocode. What do you want? So what happens is a business analyst will come and they analyze a business problem, and they might write something out like this. They're not very technical usually. They know the business side, but they're not very technical. And they come out with something like this and say, can you do this? And as a programmer, you're like, yeah, I think so. Doesn't matter how I do it. No, just do it and we'll figure it out. So then you create a prototype and you do something like this. That's it. The other thing is using a flowchart. The flowcharts have been used a long time. So a flowchart is just, again, visual representation of doing stuff. Do this. When you're going to start driving, you get used to the whole thing. Someone telling you what to do, step 1, step 2, step 3. It's the same thing, right? Turn left, go here. Think about it. You wake up in the morning, what do? Sometimes you take a shower, go to the bathroom, eat, brush your teeth, get dressed, step by step. Very exciting, right? These are logical steps you take every day. Can you imagine you sit there? All right. Can I just say something? I got to pause this for a second. Off my soapbox. So here's some programming decisions. Again, these are just decisions that you're going to make with a flowchart. Here's a decision structure. So I'll tell you what, let's do this. If else, let's do this. I'll record that. So here's a simple if statement that's coming through here. And what it's doing is coming in. It says if variable, in this case quiz score, is what? Equal. And they use a double equal sign. Because if you use a single equal sign, that's an assignment. I mean, you're assigning a value to that. If equals what? 10, you're going to come in and do this. You're going to print this out. The score is perfect. show you what's going on. You come into this little decision flowchart, this decision shape here. Quiz score is equal to true. Figure this out. False. You come down here and get exit. That's it. That's in a nutshell what's going on. This came up. Does anybody want this one?
I'll take it.
Battery is low. 30 minutes.
I'll take it.
30 minutes. But you guys want to grab a laptop really quick? We'll do at least the first exercise. Well, let's try. Let's try for one.
Still loading up.
Oh, thanks, Chris. You betcha. By Colin. What a guy. She even organized them in the fucking all amazing. Alright, we should probably put them in the correct numbers.
Oh my God. Here, Ashley. I know you want one. I know you want me to look it up. All right, Ryan. Your turn, buddy. All right. Oh, I see you got black screen. All right, Kid.
Oh, not even.
All right, Kid. Your turn, buddy.
Never even
No, you want to put it in my head. No, you smacked me on the head.
Oh boy.
No, it's not on the side.
That was a movie back in the 70s. All right. I know it's probably going to take you guys a half an hour to bring them up, right? While they're coming up, like I said, I'm going to show you that. Here's something else to remember. I'm going to show you real quick. Measure your statement again. No semicolon. You don't put a semicolon at the end of the statement. Final of the statement like that. The statement is not in there. Just remember that's also a common issue. So you don't put semicolons at the end of a method. When you create the method, and you don't put them at the end of that statement. Okay? We're going to I'll show you some more code. So here again, here it is. What happens is the compiler comes through and says, run this, and it hits the semicolon and puts all the stuff. That's it. Okay? And remember, the indentation of any space you have, that's for you. That's for me. That's for visual. It doesn't matter. Whatever happens, in this statement, right, it's an execution no matter what. So if you put a semicolon in, it changes the whole thing. It doesn't matter what this happens. So if the quiz score is 9, you still will print this out. Goofy stuff like that will happen. Okay? So let's do this. Open up. Very exciting there. Got our pseudocode. I'm going to open up a new one. So we're going to do the, on page 253, I'm going to do this. We'll just do one of them. Get our feet wet and see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down to the basement. Oh, first floor. I'll go back to the first floor. Okay, I like to use metaphors because I think metaphors are alive. Things like that. Promo hold. And I'm going to copy my comments here too before I do anything else. I'll let you catch up. We'll just do one and then I'll let you guys work because I want you guys to. A couple of you still haven't taken the quiz. You got to take that quiz. This is Unit 5. Yep. So we're going to do File, New, Java. Make this bigger. Paste. Unit 5. And this one is going to be, what are we calling this one? Assigned volunteer. So assigned volunteer. And today's the 12th. It's crazy. It's almost halfway through March. March is almost over. I mean, we got 2 more weeks and then that's it. It's insane. And then April. April's going to go fast. We're going to hit May. So really the school year's almost over. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just crazy. Okay. All right. We need input from the user for this one. So one of the first things we're going to do, import java.util.scanner. Okay, so we got to do that. And then we're going to create our class. Public class, and this is going to be called assign volunteer. Okay. Open curly, close curly. All right. And I'm just going to save this so I don't lose it. Under develop Java. So. Okay. All right. Okay. It's not loading up. Need an extra minute. Wait for it. I know it's slow on those. All right, public static void main. Remember, public static void main. All right. Well, you can catch up. I'm gonna go and I'll leave it up. String and then args. And then we're gonna go open curly, close curly. All right. Note I can just make sure I see my curlies there, so I'm good. Hover over them and they're both good, so I'm there. Again, I'm gonna save it because I'm anal. Make sure everything's there. All right. We're gonna create a whole bunch of variables.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do int, integer, int donation type with a capital T. You don't have to name them exactly the way I do. I'm going according to the book. It's just that whatever you name them, that's what you stick with. Yes, sir. The class is assigned volunteer. Oh, I just put the name. Yeah, Unit 5, assigned volunteer. Yeah. So I have donation type, and then I'm going to do a string, and the string is going to be the volunteer. Again, notice string is with a capital S. Now we're going to do some constants. So remember with a constant, what do? You preface it with a final. Okay, then it's whatever it is. In this case, we're going to do ints, a couple ints. And normally, a lot of times, what best practice they like to do in Java, especially other languages too, is they capitalize them. So they do clothing code, this one, underscore code, and they're going to set it equal to 1. So now this is a constant. Anywhere I use clothing code in my code, it's automatically just a 1. Okay. Let me ask you this: why do you throw 1 anywhere? Potentially. Yeah, I mean, what if I just put the number 1 in there? So what if I just put the number 1 in my code? Do a comparison. And I say, when the user enters it, remember I was saying something like a switch statement, and Darryl was asking about that. So if they're going to enter something like clothing, I might say, okay, turn to 1. I, as a programmer, know that 1. This is a really simple way of just saying, you know what? It's clothing code. So if we're going to enter something for clothing, it's a way of identifying, you know what? It equates to this. So someone else would be running a program and say, oh, they've equated this to clothing. So in the program, they want the user to enter clothing information. So they're just saying if they enter a 1, and this could be a 2, 5, whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever the constant we use, that's it. That makes sense? The constant, the idea again is just, okay. Here's the perfect one. Doesn't change. 5. 3.14. Right? It doesn't change, right? It's a constant. Normally with a constant, you do PI, volume PI, something like that. It's fine. It's not going to change. So you know right away, would you rather see PI or would you rather see 3.14? You know what I'm saying? You can do that. You can create a double that says 100%. Or I can just, if you want to see pi. I'd rather see pi. That's the whole thing. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to get rid of that. I will keep I'm sorry, I've been recording the whole time. I didn't stop. Oh well. So it's okay. Everything's okay. Now we're going to do other code. I don't know what the other is. It could be anything. It could be food. It could be I don't know, banana. Who knows? It could be a puppet. Other code is 2. They want us to do 2 strings. Again, I can do whatever I want. Integer, string, double, whatever. Clothing pricer. So this is going to be a person. This is Regina. Oh, Regina. Final string. I don't know. Other pricer. What is this one? Marco. Marco. Cool. Have you seen the Goofy Geico commercial? Was in the pool? Marco. How many of you played Marco Polo when you were younger? I love that game. It's stupid, but I love it. I love that game. I'd go swim between the. Yeah, I had a friend who had an above ground pool, and I'd swim between like the ladder and that, so they couldn't like get you. I did everything possible. Hey, when you're competing, you've done that? Yeah. I'm sure. You mean, oh, no, I'm the only one. Okay. I know. I'm not original. Okay. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some information. System.out. Oh, I'm sorry. Scanner. We got to get the input set up. Scanner. And I'm going to call it input, and that's what they use too. Equals new. They finally figured it out. Use input instead of keyboard. Scanner. And this is system.in. I know some of you are behind and some of you are ahead, so I'm just kind of staying where I am. Again, I'm recording it too. Okay. So what type of donation is this? I don't know. What is it? Okay. And then and you're going to tell the user. The idea is you dictate as a programmer. Just this time it's just a print instead of a print line. You dictate. Enter. Notice what we're doing. Clothing code. Remember that? So that just passes that. That looks so much nicer than just putting enter 1. Now you could say enter 1 if you want to, but again, I like that. Enter clothing code plus what? For clothing. I do lowercase. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do 2 lines. I'm going to cheat a little. I'm going to cheat a little bit, but I'm going to do this. I don't like it when they break it up like that. And then, so here, let's do this. Oh, I'll stay with it. I don't want to mess you guys up. All right, I'm going to stay with it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mess you up. Okay, so I'm going to stay with that clothing. And then they want you to just continue, comma, quote, plus other code. So I think this is just too much. Plus, we're just appending. And then this is for anything else. Don't forget the spaces there. Ellipsis, 3 button or 3 dots. Did any of you guys see Ocean's 8? You guys see the original Ocean's? Ocean's 13, Ocean's 12, or I forget what they are. Oh. Yeah, they're interesting. Criminal Activity. You probably shouldn't watch it. Don't watch it. It's not good for you. Don't watch it. Never mind. I didn't bring it up. I'm not talking about anything. Unicorns, balloons, bunny rabbits. No, you didn't. All right, so system for anything else. Okay, and then what we got to do? I need to get the donation type, right? Donation type, remember up here? That's an integer. I'm going to copy that down here. That's what I'm going to get from the user. And what is that? Input. It's an integer. Next. Int. Okay? So now I'm going to get that from the user. So donation type up there is next int, right? Here we go. Here's our first if statement. Wait for it. It's very exciting. If donation type is equal to what? Clothing. Clothing code. Notice I'm copying and pasting because I'm lazy and I don't want to make mistakes. So that's my first if statement. If it's equal to clothing type, so if donation type, which is whatever is in there, is equal to clothing code, which is what? 1, we're going to do something. I indent it. That's just for me. It doesn't matter. What it'll do is right after the if statement, it will do the next thing. I don't need curly braces if I'm doing 1 line. If I'm going to do more than 1 line, I need curly braces. So right now, I'm going to leave it. Here's something I do sometimes because I'm anal. If you haven't guessed it, I will put curly braces in anyway. And I'll tell you why in a second. And then I'm going to do, go inside there. Now the book doesn't have this, but I'm going to do this. And this is going to say volunteer. which again, I can grab the string up here and paste it down here. Volunteer is equal to what? Clothing pricer, which is Regina. Boom. Could you have just said volunteer equals, quote, Regina, unquote? Yes, you can. But just a nice way to do it. All right, so I did an if statement. However, I also want to do an else. Okay, and again, I'm going to do open curly and close curly. And then otherwise, the volunteer is going to be what? Volunteer is what? The other pricer, which in this case, it's Marco. All right, okay. All right, and then we have the final piece, the piece de resistance. And we're just going to print out what we just did. System.out.println line. And what you entered, you want to spit out the donation type. You entered, quote, donation type. Again, I copy and I paste. I enter donation type. And then they wanted me to print out who the volunteer is. I'm not going to print all that out. I'm just going to do this, system.print. I'm going to do it, and that's fine. It's just too much. They get too wordy. The volunteer is, just do that. Make life easier for yourself. It's volunteer. Just paste it. Like so. Something we didn't do throughout this whole process is I didn't compile it, and I'm sorry, because usually I do that. But for sake of time, I kind of sped up. So I just want to make sure it built. So we're all good there. Oh. So I lost my curly braces, but I didn't. They're right there. Make it smaller. I'll do that. And I'll pause it again, and I'll run it. Come up a little bit bigger. I'll do that. I'll run it. And then we'll talk about a couple of things, then I'll let you work. So, what type of donation is this? Enter 1 for clothing, 2 for anything else. So I say, I'll do some clothing. I got to get rid of some old jeans. 1, you entered 1. The volunteer is Regina. So it tells you what you did. And then you can check your code. Okay, I entered a 1. Is that correct? Should it be Regina? Yes, it should. So you just want to make sure that what you entered worked properly. I'll do that like that. And I will do this. I'm going to clear this. What happens if you run this? It says enter 1 or enter 2. What if I enter a 3? Then what happens? So, and what does that mean? So you look at it, it says enter 1 or 2, right? So look at your code. If, here's the deal, if the donation type is equal to clothing code, which clothing code? 1. Else means anything else. It's the bucket where everything else goes into. So you enter a 2, a 3, a 5, 99, -1. Yeah, maybe -1. It all goes to Marco. Yeah, Marco gets everything. Marco's stuck with a lot. Marco's not happy. Marco's sad. Marco very sad. Hey, so what happens if we do that? So, I mean, these are things you got to think about too. So let me do this. What if I do -1? What happens? Marco. So you can play with that. So to prevent something like that, if you wanted to, you could do another if statement here right after it saying if donation type equals other code, then it would do that. So you could do stuff like that too. And we're going to, but we're not going to do it right here. So I just wanted to show you.